Hello everyone! I decided to make a new channel. It's called Thor's Vinyl Tube, and I decided to compare some classic vinyl records which I happen to own. So I wanted to start today with one of my favorite records, Led Zeppelin, the debut album. I listened to 5 different kinds of pressings, and I wanted to present you these 5 pressings, and it's very interesting. They range from normal price to very high priced, and the results I found quite astonishing. Special thanks goes out to my good friend Patrick, the vinyl archivist, who helped me very much in gathering knowledge about the best Led Zeppelin pressings, and he even sent me actually one of my favorites. So I want to start with the worst pressing I have. It's one from this 2-for-1 records. It's a German edition. You get 2 records, the second album and the first album. I will link everything in the comment in the description of the video. All pressings will be linked there. So this twofer has this in the middle, this cover with these clouds, and for me this is the worst I own and also heard. It's very muddled, it has no presence, the vocals are shitty to say the least. It's very muddled, no big soundstage. It seems to be from many copies. They cut this album and they sold it as a 2-for-1. The good thing is, in this 2-for-1 I only bought it because it has this famous Robert Ludwig German pressing, where Robert Ludwig etched his initials in the side A, and it sounds extremely good. Unfortunately, it's not etched in the second, but that was the reason I bought this 2-for-1. And like I just said, the debut album, the pressing of Led Zeppelin 1, this is not good. It was not sufficient, but I knew that because I wanted to have this at least one side initialed by Robert Ludwig, and it sounds so good and fantastic. I have never seen a double-sided etched Robert Ludwig, and I certainly cannot afford one. So then we go on with, actually this is my favorite. This is the AR pressing of Led Zeppelin. I think it's 1977, I guess, something like that. It has AR in the numbers. I don't know what it means really, AR, but it is cut. The lacquers are cut by George Piros. So I searched this. My friend Patrick told me I should check out the lacquers cut, and the record cut by George Piros, a very good engineer and vinyl producer. So this is the second pressing I want to show you. This is Led Zeppelin AR pressing US. It has this nice plum color in the Atlantic label. It's pretty cool. It's nice. It's quite a little bit too much laid back for my taste. It's not very much up front. It has a good separation of instruments, but it sounds again a little muffled, a little dull compared to the other ones which will now follow. It's a good one if you get it. It's not a bad one. It's a very balanced one for a reasonable price. I saw between 30 and 80 euros in good condition. But like when we go on to the next ones, you will see there is also a clear difference here. Even though George Piros may be now the lacquer cutter or the one who cut the vinyl, it is okay, but it's not my favorite one, and it's definitely not the best I own. But it's a very good one. It's US SD 19126 AR pressing. Not bad, but not really good. So now I was hunting down years before the UK Plum pressings with this wonderful Plum label. I know it's the writings is mirrored, but no problem, everybody knows this record. This is the Plum label, and it has this silver gray end, or what can I say, this silver stripe at the end. It's, I think, version number 6 of the first pressing. It is a first pressing, but not the very, very, very first. We know that I cannot pay 1,000 euros for that. But this is the first pressing. I think it's version 6. And it's on the Plum label. It is, the label is 588171. And yes, this is, I got it not that expensive. And this is the most upfront, the most in-your-face pressing I heard from Led Zeppelin, the Plum label debut. It is really, really jumping out of the loudspeakers. It has a little fatiguing highs, a little bit, not too much, but for me this is a little bit too lively, especially when Bonham is going crazy on the hi-hat and on the cymbals. But the dynamics and the soundstage on this pressings is enormous, is wonderful. And if you can, I don't have on my stereo system an equalizer, I don't use this. I have a name system which has no other knob than the volume knob or the balance knob. So if you can tame a little bit this upfrontness, this little harshness, which is a little fatiguing after a while. But from the soundstage, from the separation of the instruments, vocals, fantastic pressings. I can only imagine version 1, 2 or 3 would sound a turquoise label for 1,000, 2,000 euros. But this was enough for me. I want to have all the 4 first Led Zeppelins in Plum pressings, and then this was the first I got. It's like 107 or 108 euros. It was okay for me. And it sounds really, really good. But again, like I said, thanks to my good friend Patrick, I know there is a better one for me personally. Actually, if I have to admit, there are 2 better ones. And this is quite interesting. So the next one I have here, and lo and behold, it's a very, very, considering the others, cheap pressing. It is a German strawberry pressing. I don't know now the year. It's the 40031 pressing. It's not a very old pressing, but it has a stampers. It is done with strawberry. And honestly, I have to say, this is a really, really good pressing. It is overall fantastically balanced. It has a very nice soundstage, not that huge like the one which will follow and which is my favorite one. And also not in the soundstage as huge as the UK Plum, but it is less fatiguing. It has a very nice balance. It has a nice bottom end. It has wonderful separation of the instruments. And honestly, it's a steal if you find a strawberry German early pressing like this. For I paid 20 euros. I think it's a steal. And I compared it now to like the UK Plum and the American pressings. And if you can live with a slightly reduced soundstage compared to the other ones, this strawberry pressing really holds up very, very well compared to those I have here. And I am tempted between the first 3 UK Plum, the strawberry pressing, which is very balanced. But if I would now have to say which would be my favorite pressing, is that which Patrick sent me. It is the American Monarch pressing. It has this, again, this nice label, and it has MO here, also in the dead wax. It is written, let me check, STA 681461 MO. That the MO in this label indicates the pressing was done by Monarch. It's the original Monarch pressing, and boy, this pressing really is fantastic. It has the best. For me personally, it's mastered by and cut by George Piros again, but done not in the AR, whatever it is, but it's not an AR pressing, it's the MO pressing, it's a Monarch pressing. I think Patrick will know what AR means, or some experts. But actually it is really a fantastic pressing. It has the biggest soundstage. It is, again, Also quite upfront, quite in your face, but with a little less fatiguing highs and a wonderful separation of instruments and a wonderful deep going bottom end. And if you find such a Monarch pressing cut by George Piros, get it. I got it from Patrick. I saw one is there between 50 and 80 euros sometimes on Discogs, but actually Patrick told me also you can find them cheaper, 20, 30, 40 euros. So this is my go-to version. I alternate. If I want to have the more balanced sound, I would go to Strawberry. If I want to have a lively sound, either the UK Plum, which can be a little bit fatiguing, but the most powerful with the best soundstage and the most excellent bottom end I find is the George Piros Monarch pressing. I think it's from 1977. I will give the links in the description. So this would be my favorite one. These three, Monarch pressing George Piros, Strawberry pressing Germany, and the UK Plum. These three are really fantastic. And for those who don't want to invest a lot of money, believe me, the Strawberry pressing is super excellent and really worth looking for it. You find it easily on Discogs. Have a good day. Have a good time. Peace.